everyone, that sexy nerd is back again. And more death battle, everyone. Man, I'm so excited. Deku versus some guy from Black Clover. What the hell is his name? Asta. I don't even know what the fuck Black Clover is. I'm very sorry for cursing already, but I don't know. I love My Hero Academia though, because like seriously, Deku, even though I guess people may, I don't know how people feel about Deku. Is he annoying? Is he whatever? I think he is the best. Like seriously, he gets me so emotional every single time. It's like his entire story, at least in the first season, was like a complete dream. If I ever do a reaction to it, I'm gonna be doing the whole show again. So, I mean, but for what I remember, it's like All Might finds him and is starting to make him into a superhero. He was working out. He starts going into the school and shenanigans ensue. Yeah, I loved it, but I couldn't keep up with it. I think I fell off at around season 3, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. It's really long. I don't know what's going on with me, but for some reason I can't take anime that's so long. Like something like Full Metal Alchemist or the first few seasons of Dragon Ball I can go through, but you know, I can't watch the original Dragon Ball Z anymore. It's way too long. It's like the dum 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 doodly dum dum. I don't know. They're just staring at each other before they fight, and I love anime. Don't get me wrong, but the cliches really can be annoying sometimes. But yeah, I don't think My Hero Academia actually is like that. It's just like there's a lot of filler, I feel like. But honestly, I got to get back into it again. So, like I said, let me know. I only got a couple people saying that they want me to go over the series of My Hero Academia. But please, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys want me to do it, because I need more people to let me know. Because if I'm going to start this project, I need a lot of fan response, because not enough people are watching my videos. So I gotta bring more of y'all in. But yeah, again, I know nothing about Black Clover. I think this fight is going to be amazing. I hope Deku wins. I don't care anything about Asta, but whatever. Let's see how this works. Yeah, see, I got my Hellfire Club shirt on. Man, I love this shirt. I love Stranger Things season 4. And just a little heads up, I did try to upload Stranger Things season 4, but Netflix got all angry about everything, so I had to take the videos down. So hopefully I can get them to you a little bit later, but as of now, I still got things to straighten out. So let's not delay anymore. Let's just get into the episode. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And let's do this thing, y'all.
Deku, My Hero Academia's super student straight out of UA High.
Asta, the anti-magical ass-kicker from Black Clover.
Though you may be born bereft of the same gifts as your peers, there is nothing stopping you from achieving your dreams.
Deku!
As long as you're a fictional character in a fantasy world. I mean, as long as you've got your friends by your side, you'll pack a hell of a punch. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh man, it's gonna be in sprites.
Izuku Midoriya wanted
Yes!
only one thing from life: to be a beacon of hope, just like his idol, the #1 ranked superhero in Japan,
All Might.
Too bad he was born a freak with no powers. You heard right.
Yeah.
This is like a reverse X-Men thing where 80% of the population gets rad superpowers, or quirks as they're called, while the remaining fifth are stuck as basic bitches, or as his spiky-haired bully Bakugo called him, Deku.
That's a pun on the Japanese word dekunobu, meaning good for nothing.
See, they also did the same thing in Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and like, Deku Link, and ironically, like the Deku nuts, the Deku race in that game series are treated like shit. No wonder they don't like people.
Persevering despite his basic bitchedness, Midoriya got the chance to prove his quirkless heroic mettle against this giant sludge monster, much to the surprise of one particular almighty onlooker.
His body secretly decaying from a horrific injury, All Might needed to find the one who would inherit his all-powerful quirk.
And All Might didn't want just anybody. The hero world was filled with glory seekers in it for fame and money. All Might wanted someone whose body moved on its own to save someone.
He saw exactly that in young Midoriya, and gave him one of the most powerful quirks in the world, One for All.
That was the problem. Even after bulking up from lad to Chad, the recoil from even one punch would shatter all the bones in his arm. So he trained to be able to handle his gift at the superhero school of his dreams, UA High.
And that's when he decided to own the name used as a cudgel against him for so many years. Turns out, Deku can also be an abbreviation for Dekiru, someone who can do anything.
Wow.
Exactly the opposite of Dekunobu. One for All allows Deku to release absolutely absurd amounts of strength from different parts of his body, with super moves named after US cities and states.
Deku still can't access all of his power safely though. Using 100% will quickly destroy his body, which is why he learned to distribute his strength evenly across his body, a technique known as full cowling.
This I didn't
lets
know.
him increase his speed and durability as well, making him more all-rounded, and shifting focus to his own interpretation of One for All inspired by his pal Ida, shoot style.
Where he pulls out a Glock and blows your brains out. Okay, not really, but in keeping with One for All's rabbit theme, he trades All Might's signature
Whoa. What is Asta doing in a game with My Hero Academia? Did they really already do something like that?
punches for kicks. My version's better. You ever seen Rabbit vs. Gun? I have, and I know how it plays out.
Considering the much higher muscle mass of a human's legs, shoot style allowed Deku to output even more power while giving his arms a break. A break from a break.
And despite being a classic melee build, Deku can fight at range by punching powerful gusts of air and even precisely aim them with specially designed gloves.
Deku has an encyclopedic knowledge of quirks and is always analyzing their strengths and weaknesses mid-battle, even if he does sound a little weird.
Despite only barely getting accepted in the first place, Deku quickly became one of Class 1A's most dependable fighters. Because, yeah, somehow these students are constantly getting drafted into literal wars against murderous supervillains.
Midoriya's successes in battle against ruthless criminals like Stain, Muscular, and Overhaul came much to his old bully's chagrin. Where Bakugo was a child prodigy, he now found himself overshadowed by his hard-working rival, and the two would use their mutual respect and animosity to motivate each other to get stronger.
Classic frenemies. They're only solving their problems by pounding the living tar out of each other.
Luckily for him, Deku soon learned that living tar pounding wasn't the only thing he could do. Turns out, One for All did not originate with All Might. It had been passed down 8 times until it arrived at Deku, with each inheritance also carrying the previous user's natural quirk as well.
Like Black Whip, which lets him manifest crazy long and strong energy tendrils to tie enemies up and swing around the city, or shoot one out of his mouth, just like our girl Fruppy.
And Danger Sense, which gives him a minor reactive precognition.
AKA, he's Spider-Man. Not even a reach, the mangaka is like the biggest Spidey fan ever.
He can also produce a smoke screen to mask his presence, float in midair, or store kinetic energy over time with Fa Jin.
Like that. By storing up enough, he can even match All Might's max power, without any recoil to boot. Strong enough to change the weather and create city block-sized tornadoes with a single punch.
And he's even stronger with his newest quirk, Gear Shift, which allows him to increase the speed of an object anytime he touches it. In conjunction with the power of All for One, he can use this to warp reality itself. Deku can go toe-to-toe with arch-villains like Shigaraki, who's fast enough to react to and catch laser beams with his bare hands.
But nothing could prepare him for All Might's archenemy, the shadowy leader of the League of Villains.
All for One?
All for One.
Yes!
All Might only ever showed his young pupil kindness and support, but that couldn't change the absolutely crushing pressure Deku felt at every moment.
Even classically trained dickhead Bakugo came to help his teammate out when he needed it. Like when they teamed up to share One for All and punch an island-sized hole in the clouds 24 miles high.
Just goes to show that even One for All isn't a one-man army.
Wow.
Deku's true strength comes from his teamwork between himself and his friends.
And with their help, Deku will surely become that beacon of hope he dreamt about as a child.
One hero for all mankind.
Oh, Deku. Come on, Deku. Avenge All Might. I know he lost. I saw it. I saw what happened when he fought Might Guy. Avenge All Might, damn it. Don't lose to this pussy in a bandana.
Magic! You know it, you love it, and in the world of Black Clover, it doesn't come from a box you bought at a tacky West Hollywood costume shop. Everyone's got it.
Mana is the source of all magic, a supernatural energy found in the air and in living beings. Except living beings whose names are
Asta.
Not only was the young Asta an orphan abandoned by his mother at a church as a baby, he was born with a mutation that prevents him from having any mana to speak of. Well, neither do I, and you don't hear me crying about it.
Yes, you do, all of the time. But Asta had a dream. Despite his lack of magic, he and his best friend Yuno promised each other one of them would rise to the throne of the greatest military position in the land, the Wizard King.
Shouldn't this guy have gone up against Naruto then? He's like, I'm gonna be Hokage!
Wizard King? Really, guys? Sometimes they call it Magic Emperor, but we all know what they mean.
So he dedicated himself to getting swole as all hell. Whoa. In a world of nerds. He would be its lone jock god, shoving every last wizard into a locker until they crowned him king.
But huge, frightening pectorals on a tiny, screaming goblin child weren't enough on its own. He needed something powerful enough to shut down his opponent's magic.
He needed the 5-leaf clover grimoire.
Essentially a book of spells, a grimoire will choose its user and float beside their wielder at all times.
And Asta was lucky enough to receive the Uno reverse card of grimoires. The 5-leaf clover can harness the power of anti-magic, which will literally nullify the effects of other magic spells. Almost like wizard kryptonite. Let the locker stuffing commence! Haha, get nerds!
It wasn't long before Asta was accepted into one of the 9 squads of Clover Kingdom's Magic Knights, the Black Bulls, filled with lazy drunkards, antisocial otakus, and literal sociopaths.
My kind of people! Mostly. But much like with Asta, you shouldn't judge a grimoire by its cover. And soon they were all working together and kicking ass like a family should.
Asta harnesses the power of anti-magic by summoning swords imbued with it from the grimoire. Normally, these swords would quickly drain the mana from anyone foolish enough to wield them, but Asta does not have any mana, turning his greatest weakness into a one-of-a-kind strength.
Holy shit.
He's got his classic Demon Slayer, an enormous greatsword which cuts through spells with its edge and deflects them with its flat. Or the Demon Dweller, which can also absorb and copy magic, then toss it right back to sender.
I think my personal favorite is the more complex Demon Destroyer, which severs the relationship between a spell's cause and effect, countering the effects of its magic. This could result in anything from healing a village that was inflicted with poison to preventing reincarnation.
Yeah, okay, some of these can get a little heady. I personally prefer keeping it simple, like using anti-magic telekinesis to surf on your sword through the sky.
It's worth noting that these swords are made specifically for countering magical attacks and sources of mana. The swords will act as though blunted when striking non-magical foes, more akin to giant clubs than actual blades. Not entirely inconsistent with real-life greatswords.
But none of that's even close to as cool as his deadliest sword, the Demon Slasher, a katana as black as the pits of hell and twice as badass.
This one actually does cut like a sword, but it's complicated. It lets Asta actually select what he does and does not want to cut, only affecting his target while leaving anything else unharmed.
Okay, at this point, isn't that just magic?
Magic with a loophole.
And he's studied the blade long enough to become a master swordsman to boot. Not in the real-life sense, in the anime sense.
He can spin himself like a tornado to deflect magic spells, thrust forward at top speed like a charging bull, launch a barrage of anti-magic projectiles, and even channel anti-magic into his swords to vastly increase their size.
Whoa!
Well, while he may be no good with mana, he has learned to detect ki. Because, of course,
the life force existing in all things. Asta can detect hidden opponents and even predict their movements ahead of time, as long as he's fast enough to react.
With such crazy powers, Asta was taking on threats like the Eye of the Midnight Sun, the Devil Zagrid, and the Dark Triad. So many nerds, never enough lockers. Too bad for Asta, though. He had one serious inner demon.
Literally, housed within the 5-leaf clover grimoire was Liba, a demon exiled from hell for completely lacking magical powers, and who just so happened to get adopted by Asta's mother.
Until he got possessed by a different demon and killed her. Vowing vengeance on all demonkind, Liba manifested anti-magic from his hatred as a way to kick their asses, which gave him and Asta a lot of common ground, despite the whole, mom murder thing.
In fact, the two became true brothers and formed an unstoppable duo. Liba can actually fully merge with Asta for a massive power boost that lasts up to 5 minutes, at the cost of leaving Asta nearly powerless for the next half hour.
Okay, well, I think Deku might be a little outclassed here.
Come on, I want it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it if I get to be strong enough to slice buildings to pieces, obliterate huge chunks of earth, and tear the most powerful demons apart. Give me the goddamn book.
I'm the book boy, okay?
Yeah, Wiz,
Even characters earlier in the series like Patoli had magic capable of completely vaporizing the entire Clover Kingdom in a single attack. And demons that Asta has fought since then, like Dante and Lucifero, are leagues stronger.
Hell, screw all these demon forms and anti-magic powers. Asta's body is so incredibly well-trained, he dodged a beam of light while sleeping. As in, he was asleep, and the force of his sneeze pushed his head out of the way of a beam of light. Light speed sneezes, everyone.
That's cool.
And despite his headstrong irritating personality,
aka screaming at the top of his lungs as often as possible.
Asta is an intelligent fighter who has leveraged his skill against far more experienced foes.
But he wouldn't be anywhere without the ragtag band of deviants he calls friends. With them at his side, there's no way he won't climb the ranks to take the Wizard King's throne, especially with Yuno pushing them both to get stronger.
Unlike other classic shonen rivalries, this one isn't tainted by antagonism. They truly want what's best for each other, even if they're competing for the same throne.
Yuno's gonna need all the luck he can get, cause even if Asta never gets mana of his own, his true magic is never given up.
I don't know. I kind of like Asta, you know? Already from what I've read here, or what I've seen here, I kind of like him, so I don't know if I'm going to be mad if Deku loses. I kind of think Asta's going to win, but I do want Deku to win, but I wouldn't mind.
It's time for a death battle!
Come on!
Give it up for our 26th World Martial Arts
Sword that big? He's gotta be crazy strong. I'm gonna have to rely on more than just my power to take him down.
Deku! And the Black Bull Magic Knight, Asta!
Just gotta hit him really hard.
Begin!
Yo, the guy who's playing Deku sounds exactly like him. That is creepy.
Man, this guy can give even Luck a run for his money.
Aren't swords supposed to be sharp? His speed isn't slowed by his sword's weight at all. Gotta hamper his movements and get that book out of his hands.
Come on, Deku.
Now it's my turn!
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Wait! Are you not using magic?
No.
What kind of magic emperor would I be if I can't beat a guy like this? Detroit Smash!
Come on, Deku. That's what I'm saying.
Detroit Smash! Detroit Smash! Detroit
No! Look at Deku go!
I don't know what Detroit is, but I've had enough of it. I'm ending this quick!
I love that.
Hit me with all you've got, because I'm never going down!
Really? Yeah. Come on, Deku.
No use not going all out anymore. I just gotta hit him.
really hard. You wanted my best? Here it is! 1,000,000%! Plus Ultra! I did it!
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, see, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Not a feeling.
Take that, Detroit.
For our final round, as Asta takes on last year's reigning champion, Mr. Satan!
That's. I was just thinking that too. I was like, this ring looks exactly like the whole thing where they fought, where Mr. Satan fought. What's his face? The guy from Street Fighter. Whatever. The pink guy from Street Fighter.
Poor Deku. He tried his best, but Asta just shoved him into that great big locker in the sky.
Yeah.
Both Deku and Asta were fairly evenly matched melee fighters without any specific abilities to give one an easy edge over the other. Though, to be fair, the variety of quirks Deku inherited from past users of One For All did make him more versatile and unpredictable.
Plus, quirks are biological mutations, not connected to some supernatural energy source like mana, so Asta's anti-magic powers were basically useless here.
And Deku was generally a smarter and more tactical fighter, but against Asta's incredible might, this time brawn beat brains.
Yeah.
Let's crunch!
See, I was saying to myself, I'm like, I think Asta actually outclasses Deku in a lot of ways. That's why I was like, I was still rooting for Deku, but Asta had to win, and it's so sad.
Some numbers! Deku's greatest feat of strength was splitting that enormous cloud formation with Bakugo.
By measuring the size of the island and comparing it to the clouds above, we can determine they dispersed over 63 trillion kilograms of water.
That's the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza. 12,000 of them!
And required an energy of nearly 80 teratons of TNT per punch.
Let's compare that to Asta. But Toli's spell was going to be strong enough to vaporize a country the size of the Clover Kingdom.
We can use this map from the manga to estimate the size of Clover Kingdom to be about 500 kilometers in diameter, about half the length of Great Britain. Vaporizing a country of that size would require an energy of over 480 teratons of TNT, over 6 times greater than Deku's punch.
While Asta uses anti-magic, it isn't an automatic counter. It needs to be comparable in strength to the spell it's combating. And Asta's gotten way stronger since.
Asta was also quicker. Sure, scaling to Shigaraki would give Deku roughly light speed reaction time.
But Asta could dodge light in his sleep, and that's his base form, even before transforming with Liba to get way faster.
And since Deku and Asta's precognitive abilities more or less matched each other, it was only a matter of time before Asta simply overwhelmed him.
Especially since Deku has struggled in the past against faster opponents. Sure, Deku was smarter, but if he literally didn't have enough time to come up with a plan of attack before getting hammered, his brains were wasted.
Deku's tactical brilliance and harem-scarum tenacity definitely gave his opponent a run for his money, but Asta's raw power, blinding speed, and deadlier weaponry spelled the end for All Might's pupil.
Deku gave it his all, and I wish he had won. Hasta la vista.
The winner is Asta.
What? Yes! Woo! Yo, you go, yeah. They're just doing. They've already done a lot of these battles on DBX. So what the hell? But yes, please do it in 3D. It's the season finale. I'm so excited. Gogeta versus Vegito. I'm rooting for Gogeta. I'm sorry. Vegito is too passive of a fighter. He is. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be such a bad. Yeah, but then what happened? What happened? I didn't watch Super, but didn't he get his ass kicked by that time traveler? I don't know. I still haven't watched that episode where Goku Black Goku Black. That's what it was. He was going up against Goku Black or Zambetsu, whatever. Zamatsu. I don't know his damn name. Again, I still have never watched Super, and I really should get on that, but. But I gotta watch. At least I probably just gotta watch the Reverse Flash versus Goku Black. I gotta watch that. I really do. I feel like that's gonna be a really good one. Anyway, yeah. But I'd seen some parts where I think Vegito went up against Goku Black or something like that, and he got his ass kicked. But Gogeta went up against Broly and destroyed that. He destroyed he would have murdered him and then they made Broly sympathetic, so I was like, no. So yeah, I think Gogeta might have this in the bag, but if he can't beat him in 30 minutes, then he probably would be screwed. But hey, again, he beat the crap out of Broly, so I think I always saw Gogeta and Vegito as someone who's more passively or magically based. Say if they were using magic. I say Vegito is the magic guy and Gogeta is the brawler. They both have massive ki attacks. And honestly, I don't think I've ever seen Vegito use a Kamehameha wave. So all he uses is that Spirit Sword shit. So, I don't know. I'm pulling for Gogeta, but that match, I can't wait to cover it for you guys. I can't wait. They're just doing all the anime, aren't they? Yeah, so, I said this last week. I said, why didn't Deku go up against Tanjiro from Demon Slayer? And everybody was like, oh, yeah, this and that and the other. And I'm like, okay, yes, I remember that. But you know what they should have done, actually? They should have had Tanjiro go up against this guy from Black Sword. But then again, I think the reason why they now I see the reason why these two were paired up with each other. They are both, they were born without they were born the rarity. They didn't have magic or power. And, they had to overcome that, it's so good. Now I kind of want to watch Black Clover, but I got to get through My Hero Academia first. So again, please sound off in the comments. Let me know if you guys think I should cover My Hero Academia, because I probably will do that once I get more things straightened out. Once I get more of my things straightened out on here and get a little bit more followers, I'm going to do that. So, just keep on subscribing, keep on giving me a little bit, and I'll be able to work with it. I'm still trying to figure out how to do more of these YouTube videos, so please subscribe to my channel and just help give me the support so I can look more of this stuff up and give you guys the quality entertainment you deserve. So with that being said, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and I'll see y'all in the next video.